The 7-Minute God Debate. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Everybody loves a good debate. I'm Hunter. I will be speaking for the affirmative team first, and thank God I am. I wish my opposition luck. I am not here to preach. I am not religious. I table no faith. I table measurable science. I have a few minutes to prove that God exists on earth. Okay. If we are talking about a grown-up God, that should be easy enough. The question is not whether there is a God. The question is how life on earth could possibly exist without the guidance of one. I don't offer divine fire, lightning bolts, or voices from the heavens. I offer the reality of turtles, salmon, and pigeons as a collection of the same science wonder. Academically speaking, factoring in shared knowledge and practical common sense. Those three examples alone should conclude this debate before it even begins. However, as Shakespeare wrote, all the world's a stage. Let's go back about 80 years, when science hit a crossroads. In one hand, they had the theory of evolution, the so-called principle of continuity, the backbone of modern biology. In the other hand, they had the salmon, the turtle, and the pigeon, staring them dead in the face as a massive contradiction. Their guidance systems shouldn't exist. They require decisions and calculations to be made. The turtle could be anywhere on the planet. And yet, somehow the turtle gets home. So what did science do? They stitched together a massive pseudoscience patchwork quilt, a web of unaccepted theories, half-explanations, and just maybes, to confuse and cover up the obvious. And yet, here we are enjoying salmon sandwiches for lunch. Let's start with the salmon, because if it doesn't return home, it perishes. Every single one across every river, every ocean, every generation. Miss the mark? Extinction. No sandwich for lunch. Science says salmon smell their way home through salt water. They can't explain how. They just say it. At some point, you either admit guidance exists, or you keep throwing darts at a wall hoping one sticks. Now the turtle. We all know the story. A mother lays her eggs and they hatch. They disappear for 25 years amongst the vastness of the oceans. Then, somehow, they return to the same beach they hatched from, to within a few meters. Oh. Science says, magnetic fields, the same as the pigeon. All right, let's test it. They obtained the funding and studied their bodies. No magnetic substances. Sorry birdies, we got it wrong. Well then, what now? Do we admit that something greater is guiding them? No. Science says, no God. Instead, we doubled down on the dogma by rewording and backfolding old theories. And then it became ridiculous. Maybe they use the sun. Except, pigeons fly at night. Maybe this, maybe that. So, what does science say at the top end? We don't know. It's a massive wonder how 6 different salmon species and 7 turtles can. And we best not mention the 13 species of lobsters that mirror the travel wonder. Okay. Because I cannot say that a fish smells its way home, I politely ask, what bedtime story do scientists tell about the 25 individual examples of miracles on Earth table so far? And please, what is my answer when little Johnny asks, does nature have a consciousness? If you are on to my pitch, everything I speak of can be extrapolated back to what science witnesses in the food chain. When we jar the collective wonder as one, it stinks to the high heaven of God. Here's the twist. I deliberately picked the pigeon because it is a special case. Picture a pigeon 500 miles from home, scared, alone. It is vulnerable to predators. Flying in circles, lost with anxiety. Then suddenly, something steps in and guides it home. I see pure compassion at work. So, if you ask yourself, who does the pigeon call for direction if not God? Thank you. Penelope will be speaking next.